captivating about ice. It can be beautiful, a shimmering cast of frost over a meadow, or twinkling icicles on a cottage roof. It can also be deadly, a slick of slippery glass on a dark road, or that same icicle from before knocking loose and careening towards your head like a falling dagger. It can be a sleet storm, or a mighty glacier with secrets buried beneath its core. In a remote part of Alaska, the SCP Foundation discovered a particular with a vivid red hue and some incredibly deadly potential. The Foundation investigated the reports in a remote area on the Alaskan coastline after a tribe of local natives came across the mangled bodies of shipwrecked hunters in the area, encased in a block of strange red ice. Mobile Task Force Beta 7, also known as the Hazmatters, were sent in to the site to determine what exactly had occurred and take samples of any anomalous materials to be brought back to the nearest Foundation research site. Agent Bryce made the initial visual inspection of the site and spotted 3 middle-aged male bodies. Further examination determined that one of the bodies, referred to as Subject 0, was the original point of contamination for whatever comprised the red ice and caused the men's deaths. It has been posited by the investigation team that the other men were infected when they attempted to help Subject 0 reach their boat. Sadly, kindness can sometimes be a killer like that. While sweeping the perimeter, Agent Hughes spotted human footprints leading to the northeast. The 3-man team consisting of Agent Hughes, Whitmore, and Cassidy was permitted to follow those tracks and determine if any survivors, or something worse, had escaped the site. Exploration Log A009 allows us to determine what happened next and what the 3 agents found. Hughes and his team followed the footprints to the entrance of a cave, with the tracks appearing to lead inside. The entrance of the cave was covered with an almost solid sheet of ice, save for a crack in the ice about 1 meter tall. Beyond this wall, Agent Whitmore spotted the body of a young man, frozen solid in the midst of crawling away from something, covered in crystals of red ice. With him was a frozen spear gun that appeared to have been fired just before the young man's death. They could not touch the body to perform a full investigation, but the way in which he was gripping his chest indicated that he might have been fatally moved further into the cave. They discovered a chamber about 5 or 6 meters in diameter, filled with red ice with a pool in the middle depth. As they pushed further, the agents came across a polar bear. Startled, they fired once at it, before realizing it was already dead. Its fur was dotted with crystals of red ice, creeping its way across the bear's body. Beyond the polar bear, the agent spotted dozens of bodies, all dead animals. There were seals, a snow fox, and finally, a giant spider with a leg span of over a meter. At first, the spider appeared to be frozen like the other creatures, but upon further investigation, it appeared to be made of red ice. Agent Cassidy recognized the spider as SCP-3023, but was told it was impossible. When she pressed for further answers, she was told to ignore it and continue the sweep. Agent Whitmore checked the collection of bodies in the chamber, looking for any humans among them. Hughes spotted a spear sticking out of the enormous spider, indicating a struggle that took place before it and the young man at the cave's entrance froze. Hughes was interrupted in his task as Agent Cassidy called out from deeper in the cave, saying, I think I know where the spider came from. When Hughes followed the sound of her voice, he found something troubling. An aperture about 1 meter in diameter, absolutely covered in red ice. With no ice, he lost sight of Agent Cassidy and realized she must have gone inside of it. Upon further observation, Hughes determined that the walls and the floor of the tunnel were wet. With a red puddle, called to Cassidy, attempting to lead her back out of the tunnel, but received no response. Hughes attempted to go in and retrieve her, but Control forbade him from going any further. After a conversation with Control that had been stricken from the official file, Hughes had relented and agreed to withdraw his remaining team and exit the site. Hughes and Whitmore left the cave without further incident and returned to Foundation headquarters. In spite of a D-Class recovery team being sent into the cave to search for her, Agent Cassidy's body was never found. The cave was blocked off from with the red ice and the red water inside. Though the origin of the red ice in Alaska is not known for sure, This cave and the pool deep within it are thought to be the source of this particular sensation of warming on the surface of their skin. Then frost began to form across the surface of the exposed area as the subject's body heat raised the substance's temperature. This process took between a minute and a few hours, during which ice top layer of the skin. This stage is known as surface conversion. In the next stage, deep tissue conversion. The continued increase in SCP-009's temperature causes a ripple effect of reactions through the subject's body, ice crystals forming in the cells and throughout the blood. The subject remained alive and conscious during this stage. These have been expunged from the official record, but it is safe to... After several of these experiments were conducted, testing on live D-class subjects was officially discontinued. There was a possible reversal of the ordinary conditions for states of matter. During an instance of SCP-507, the reluctant dimension hopper, shifting into an alternate universe, an instance of SCP-009 was unexpectedly observed that may help confirm this theory. In the test area where SCP-507 appeared, red snow fell for about 27 minutes. Grass touched by this red snow began to react and freeze over within a few minutes. The other plant life touched by the snow turned an example of plant life from SCP-009's native universe, whatever it is, and where it reflects its danger to humanity. However, this request was denied due to the currently effective containment measures in place. The red ice is unable to spread to new hosts, infecting the water. For now, let's just hope we don't see any red snowstorms anytime soon. Now go check out SCP-1861, the crew of the HMS Wintershine, and the horror of body